Hey guys, welcome back to Genius Learning. In this video, I want to show you how to draw an unusual shape. And when I first saw it, I kind of, didn't understand what I was looking at. And the shape is kind of like that. So the shape is called hyperbolic paraboloid. Okay, and it can take on many shapes, so it's not like one standard way to draw it. Depending on what you're graphing, it's going to look a little different, but I'm going to just show you some variations so that you can just draw it, play with it if you have to graph it or something. So the equation is z is equal to y squared over b squared minus x squared over a squared. Okay, and for a basic shape, let's start off with something like this. So you want to do kind of like a hook here, this way, right? And maybe a bigger hook this way. So one here, one here. Okay, you're gonna bring this down, curving it. So about right there. You're gonna do the same here. Okay? And then you're gonna connect these two lines by curving inside, like that. All right, and then what we're gonna do here is bring a line straight down, like that. And then over here, I wanna extend it a little bit, bring it straight down so it's past this point right here, like that. And then bring it in like this, like slightly curved, like that. Okay, so then what we wanna do is from this peak right here, or edge, to this one, you want to do a downward. So we got a downward, kind of like right around here, and then come back up and finish right there. So here to here, you want to just go down about that much and finish off. Okay, so then what we're gonna do is shade this area dark. All right, so you shade the area dark, and then you want to make this inside here and this inside here a little darker, right there and right there, a little bit darker than the rest of it. Okay, and the same for this. You want to shade this area here dark. Okay, all of it like that. And then right on the edge right here, down here, I'm doing it so that way you could see the difference. I mean, you could shade it in a little better, but these are the parts that you should shade in darker. So shade that in, shade this. Okay, and then if you remember from the last videos, the magic of doing this, so get a nice smooth shade, done with that. Okay, now the lines. This is usually the complicated part because you got to follow the contour. So let's take a look. So this curve right here, let's outline it again. Okay, I'm gonna do that same curve here, and then I'm gonna do the same curve here, See, I'm just gonna follow what I see from there, and then once I get to the middle and it gets to like the point, then I'm gonna start doing it towards the middle here until I get kind of like a straight line. Let's say it's a straight line there. And then we're gonna do the same thing on this side. We got this curve right here. Let's follow it down, spacing the lines, pretty evenly. And again, you don't have to make perfect lines. You can make like a bunch of lines like I'm doing, so that like the average of them, is where you want it to be. All right, so don't be fixated on perfect lines. Try to just get a bunch of lines together and get what you want. So you got the curve, maybe one more in here going this way, and maybe one more just there. Okay, now let's look at this inside part. Okay, we got the part that went down like this. You might want to tuck one underneath the other. See that? So like I just put a little line down here, and then I start up again here, showing that like, it's kind of folded in on each other somehow. All right, so now let's do this. I'm gonna, from this line down here, I'm gonna bring this down to here, to the middle. Okay, and I'm gonna do the same again here. Bring it down, pinch it towards the middle, so go closer towards the middle, and let's leave it there for now. Okay, let's do it again over here. Curve it towards the middle, and then again here, I'm gonna curve it towards the inside, leave it there for now, and then one that didn't make it over here. Okay, so the parts that we left, let's go back up, now following this curve here. Back up here, and then we're gonna follow the same thing up here. And this is getting wider as this is getting narrower. So like in the center it's narrow, and as you get up it's wider. So this next line here is gonna be even wider than this one. So let's do it, let's take it around here. So we're gonna do like that, and then we're gonna spread it like that. And then this one that didn't make it, maybe comes around this way, and then there's a new one that doesn't make it, something like that. Okay, so you see how the contours make it look like it's going in and out. And so now you want to do one thing when you do the contours. You want to create like shadow spots. So I feel like in this area there would be like, you know, darkness because it's curved in there, and so it's like a valley in there. And so I'm just gonna scribble a little bit, maybe some here on the edge, and maybe a little bit here on the edges of the top. Okay, and maybe I'll use a finger like this. Okay, done. Now to make it pop, you wanna just go over the edges really dark, and I outlined this whole thing, maybe half of this, not the entire way, and then the corner, right? The corner, and then maybe this side over here, what we shaded. So that's important because you see how it's light and then a dark shade. Over here, we want some darkness on this curve, and we got darkness over here. So this, leaving this here not dark makes it more 3D, you know, it adds to the effect. You want light and dark spots, and sometimes it doesn't even matter if they make sense or not because it makes it look like it's 3D. All right, so now we have our figure, right? Hyperbolic paraboloid. So I want to take from here up to be the Z, right? And I'm gonna take the X from here straight out, right? So the X was like on top of this layer, and the Y is like in the underneath this. I'm doing dotted lines, and then finally it pops up back here. Okay, so you see how like it's underneath the sheet and then it comes out right there. Okay, so that's one variation of it. There's another one. I feel like this one looks more like a Pringles. Okay, so we can do that one real quick. So we have, let's see, you want to do this type of shape, and again, these are gonna just come with practice because there's no way to kind of like make a uniform, you know, symmetric thing every time because they're different. So just kind of follow along, and you'll probably be able to make your own after this. So you want to do something like this, right? And then as it goes up, right, bring it kind of sharply down like this, and then just tuck it away in there, all right? And then this part over here, we're gonna just come back like this, okay? And it's gonna wait right there. So here, from this tip, you wanna drop it down, just kind of like how you did this curve. We're gonna drop it down, and we're gonna tuck it underneath this line. Just how we tuck this underneath this line. You see, we bring it from here down, tuck it underneath, and have this one come out through the back. So maybe if I round this off a little bit, okay. So now this underside I could shade, All right, let's first do a light shade and then do dark spots. So right underneath the lip here, just do kind of dark in there, and maybe some dark down here, and that's it. And then I'll just kind of do that and outline it. Outline the outside. So the outside is always darker. Okay, bring the tip here down. All right, outline the whole thing again. Bring this back. Okay, and this part's tucked in. All right, now let's follow the contour. So we have this curve. So I want to follow that curve down, that curve down like this, and just continue it starting with this one. All right, so back here, it'll just be a bigger curve, a bigger one here, and then finally there, something like that. All right, and then the ones that go the opposite way are gonna follow this line here, except not through this line. So here we can make like a dotted line if you want, and extend it, and then here a solid one back there. All right, we're gonna, from this dotted line here, we'll separate this much, and we'll come down towards the middle, and then back up. All right, so then from here, separate it a lot towards the center, right, and then back up. And then here, separate it a little bit towards the center, back out. And then something maybe like that. So you kind of want it to get tighter in the middle and then open up. And so then that's where I see some shadows happening, maybe right around here, maybe back here. So we're kind of just make this area shaded. All right, maybe highlight some of the edges of the lines. So it's important to like leave dark and light spots. You see how like I just highlight the edge, and then the inside I don't do much with, but like you could see how it looks more 3D like that. And then you can put, you know, the Z-axis wherever you want. Put it right there, and then we'll say the same thing. We'll have the X coming like this, and then dotted line because it's underneath, and then the Y comes out from underneath this lift right here. Okay. All right, and let's see. So in the upcoming videos, I want to do some other examples with it, maybe throw in some color, and see what other type of shapes we can pull with the hyperbolic. All right.